Hi, beautiful. Welcome to Meticulous Coaching with your special host, Domonique, aka Daisy Grant.
If you would have told me that a year ago I'd be on my way to becoming a multi-million-dollar Canadian coach, I might have laughed, or cried, or both. Because I didn't start this journey with a platform. I didn't have a blueprint. I wasn't in some secret coaching circle with paid masterminds and top tier photographers. And to be honest, right now, I'm not even at the place where I know I should be. And I'm frustrated. I'm a little bit frustrated with myself because what we do when we don't align ourselves with the identity we know we should have, we shrink back. We put ourselves into places and spaces where people are stagnant, where people are comfortable, where people are complacent, and we become complacent ourselves. We become stagnant ourselves, and then we end up creating cycles, negative cycles, and patterns. And we wonder why we're not where we're supposed to be. And unfortunately, the blame is on you. The blame is on me for not believing in what the Father had given me, what the Father had told me, not having the confidence to walk boldly and courageously in who I knew I was called to be and knew who I was. I've had people tell me, prophesy to me about certain things about me, about my capacity, about what I'm built for. However, I couldn't see it in myself. I would talk to many business owners and help them and encourage them and coach them and consult with them and give them ideas and give them blueprints and plans and all that for free because I didn't believe that I had what it took to monetize my gifts and my talents. And I'm frustrated because I truly believe, because of the lies I told myself and the lies I believed, like, oh, you need a huge team, oh, you need a whole bunch of money, oh, your life needs to look perfect, oh, you need to look aesthetically a certain way, you need to this, you need to that. I told myself those things and it just discouraged me, it just overwhelmed me, it just helped me to stay stagnant even more. It didn't help me to progress. Instead of telling myself, okay, well, if I need these things or I think I need these things, how do I obtain them? How do I get closer to them? How do I get in proximity to them? How do I shift so I can get those things? And so now I'm sitting here in a position where I shouldn't be in because I believe the lies that the enemy told me. I believe the lies that people told me who were never given a vision, who were never given the gifts that I had, who were never given the capacity that I have over what the Father wanted for me. And I don't think I would change it because now I'm getting to a point where I am done. And it's not about talking about it, it's not about getting upset, it's about fueling my purpose. It's about using that negative energy and using it as my stepping stones to walk in greatness and alignment and overflow and in confidence and authority. I don't want this for anyone else. Although we can't pave a perfect pathway for everyone, because we know that everyone has to go through their trials and tribulations, and it brings them to completeness, it brings them to maturity, it helps them to learn, it helps them to stretch, it helps them to grow. And that's basically what the situations and things that I have gone through have allowed me to do. Maybe if I didn't go through where I was, maybe if I wasn't stretched the way I was stretched, and pressed the way that I was pressed, and under pressure the way that I was under pressure, I wouldn't have learned and grown and made a decision at such a fast pace to say, shift, pivot. I'm done with this foolishness. I'm done aligning myself with small minds, chaos, low self-esteem, low confidence, confusion, and unawareness. I'm done. Because that's not who the Father called me to be, called you to be, so on and so forth. It's now a different day, and I have to finish this video because it is so important. Okay, so yes, I still haven't reached that pinnacle of where I know I'm going to be. However, after years and years and years of doubting myself, second guessing, questioning, procrastinating, waiting for someone to save me, so on and so forth, I decided to make a decision. I said, you know what? How about I just believe the things that were good, that were positive, and think on those things, work towards those things, rather than believe the negative, dwell on the negative, and create the negative. Why not live in confidence instead of fear? Why not live in abundance? Why not have an abundance mindset? A mindset of gratitude rather than a mindset of scarcity, a mindset of fear and insecurity. I'm not saying that I'm 100% perfect, but what I'm saying is that simple shift in my train of thought has helped me grow and stretch and expand in just a short few months, or maybe weeks. I went from being in a place where mentally there was a lot going on. If you go back in my channel, you'll see the things that I was going through. I began speaking about the coaching, I began revisiting the coaching again as meticulous coaching when I was in the hospital. I went in because I was having some sort of mental issues, and I was at a place where I didn't like my behavior, and I didn't want to put anyone in harm. I didn't want to put myself in harm, and I wanted to get the help that I felt that I needed. If you don't know my story, I've been in 2 accidents. I've had 2 concussions, plus I had a slip and fall accident when I was moving in the year of 2021, I think. And I've had some other incidents where I've hit my head in the same position, same place. So when I got into those accidents, at first, the first one, I didn't really realize that I had a concussion until I started getting really agitated, couldn't deal with sounds, couldn't deal with bright lights and stuff like that. That was a huge issue for me. And I lived in a basement and I could hear people walking and stuff like all day long and like moving stuff and like stuff like that. And it was driving me mad. So I had to wear headphones basically all day long. I felt like I was not myself at all. Fast forward, second accident, same things happen, including like nausea, migraines, headaches, so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, like I had a week of migraines last week. And yeah, and like nausea and stuff. So, and even just like feeling spaced out, not being able to think and mobilize my thoughts. So, there's so much going on. Long story short, I made the decision. During that time, I was on a medication, and I think it pushed my brain type into mania. And so I was doing things that were very impulsive. So I was spending a lot of money. I got into gambling. I was gambling to a point that it wasn't healthy. It wasn't entertainment based. And honestly, as a believer, we really shouldn't gamble like that. If you get what I'm saying. Slots and stuff. You really shouldn't gamble. If you can help it, you really shouldn't gamble. Because what does that really say to the Father? Oh, I don't trust you to provide. So on and so forth. I don't trust that you can promote me. I don't trust that you can give me a lifestyle that I would like or that I desire. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. I still sometimes buy lotto tickets. And so I'm just going to be honest. Right? So I was getting into gambling and I was very impulsive, and it's just my mindset was just so not where I usually was. And so after my body weaned that medication out of my system, I began to like stabilize, so on and so forth. And sheesh, that's a story. That's a story. If you want to know why I was on that medication or what I was taking and so on and so forth, you can just go back and watch the stories about the hospital and things like that, and you'll know what was going on. So, I'm here now. This is where I'm at now. And okay, so I decided, okay, I'm going to do the coach. Like, I'm going to do what I've been called to do my entire life. I'm going to do the coaching. This is who I am. This is who the talents and the gifts that I was given. And so I'm going to use them. I'm going to believe in them. I'm going to have confidence. I'm going to walk in them. I made that decision maybe in I think in March. One of the two. March or February. But I made the decision to say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop second guessing myself. I'm going to trust what was given to me and move on it. And I made that decision. I started talking about, I heard the word like meticulous coaching, as I said, while I was in the hospital the second time for what this medication was doing to my mind. And I realized there that like nobody's going to help me. Like, I went there for the second time for a reason. They didn't help me. They sent me home. And they said, well, you missed your appointment, with the last follow-up. It's just, you got to go back and watch the videos in order to know exactly what happened. And so they sent me home, and I was very upset. Did I unlist that video? I'm not sure. I was upset though. I was very upset that they sent me home, that they didn't give me the help that I needed. And then from then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to use this as a stepping stone. And this is not, my story doesn't end here. I am going to utilize this. And so in the hospital, while I'm there, while they sent me home, I said, you know what? So I made that video, and then... Hey there. Why did I choose the name Meticulous Coaching? I chose that name because in my life, all the good, the bad, the amazing, the ugly have all worked together for a greater purpose. It's as if someone with a more superior intelligence saw my life from the beginning, the past, the present, and the future, and was writing my story and piecing together every part in such a meticulous manner to bring me to this point, this place, who I am today, who I am becoming. No, I'm still not perfect, but all the resources, the people that I'm in touch with now, the people that I'm connected to now, it has to be divine. It is meticulous. So welcome. And if you decide that I'm not for you, that's totally fine. And this community isn't for you, that's totally fine. But I want you to remember that everything works together for your good, especially if you allow it. So allow it. Don't let your past disqualify you from being who you were called to be. And I'm going to say divinely, because I believe in a Father. I believe in a divine creator. Look at how divine we are. If you take the time to look at it and you accept grace, you can see how your life can be such a beautiful story when you allow the Father, the Holy Spirit, or the Ruach HaKodesh, and Yahushua to work in your life and to write that story. Good, bad, and amazing. See you soon. I made some videos about why I chose the name Meticulous Coaching, and I'll share those in shorts soon. Why I chose that name, what it meant to me, what it means to me, and that was in, I think that was in February or March, one of the two. And after that, I wrote the book, finished the book, released the series on how to write a book fast and now. And that's on Gumroad. That's still available, but I think I'm going to actually unprivate the videos and just make it a YouTube series. So yeah, but then I realized, okay, I'm still playing small. Like, why am I playing small? Why am I still doubting? Why am I still doubting? I do this stuff for free. I coach for free. I encourage for free. I motivate for free. I set up plans. I give ideas for free. Why am I so nervous? Why am I so doubtful that I can do this, or that the Father can help me to do this? Even though I don't have the certificates or the degree or the, scientific designation, doesn't why do I think that the Father can't take me and turn me into something fabulous? He's already done so much for me. Why is he going to stop now? And why isn't it possible for me? You've seen other people do it. Why isn't it possible for you? So I stopped doubting myself. I accepted that this is what I was doing, and this is the pivot that I was making. And I wasn't going to turn back this time. I'm not going to get tired this time. I'm not going to let anybody discourage me this time. This is it. So on and so forth. Now we are here. In April, I joined Hero FM, which is a private podcast agency. So basically, I knew I needed funnels. I knew I needed sales pages. I knew I needed a system that was going to carry my message, my voice, my gifts. I knew that. Yes, I had Instagram and I have TikTok and I have YouTube, but I started from scratch from Instagram. I deleted my Instagram that had 10,000 followers. Yes, a lot of those were, I did use a company to help me build my following. So, they might not have been personal. They might not have been like organic as I would have wanted. And that's kind of what bothered me. But the thing is, if I would have kept that Instagram and used the tools and skills that I have now, I probably would have been able to convert a lot of those people on that Instagram into clients, into, people who are interested in what I was talking about. Maybe not. You never know. But anyways, I'm starting from scratch, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. I'm okay with that. However, I knew I was going to need a system because I'm not going off of virality. I'm not going viral, or having a lot of exposure, if you get what I'm saying. I am building the foundation from the bottom up. And so I knew I needed a system, so I came across Hero, and I was like, okay, I know I need a funnel. I came across Tammy Lane, which is Funnel Cures. You can look all these people up. I came across Leanne Lopez Mosley, and the funny thing is, I've come across Leanne, I came across Leanne years ago, but I wasn't in the headspace. I wasn't in the headspace to move on that level yet. So I think I might have saved it or bookmarked it in my Instagram. This is getting longer than it needs to be. So after I realized, okay, I need a system now. We're doing this. We're moving in alignment. I kept watching Leanne's stuff, and then Tammy, she had templates and stuff, and so I bought some templates from her. But then she also had a done for you funnel, and I was like, I need a funnel, so let me do the done for you funnel. So I paid the money to do that, and I got started on that. Then there was Doer's Way. I met the lady on Doer's Way, and it's quite expensive. Sorry, I don't want to say that. I didn't want to allocate my wealth in that direction at the time. I knew that I was going to have to allocate wealth to get this going regardless, but I didn't want to allocate the amount of wealth that they were asking me to allocate to get this done. Plus, I didn't feel like I had anything yet. So I'm like, I'm going to be dishing out all this money, and I don't have anything yet. I didn't structure anything yet. I did register the business. I registered the business in February. January, but whatever. So yeah, I didn't have anything. So I didn't feel the most comfortable going ahead with it. And then on the calls that I had with the girl on Doer's Way, I won't say her name, they were not very... From the moment I got the first call from like a callback from them, I felt that they were very what's the word, condescending, very like, oh, like, this girl is not gonna be anything, this girl is not serious, like, this girl looks like she's 17, so on and so forth. And even when I spoke to her, like, you could tell they were reading a lot of it was scripted, which is fine. But she was kind of rude. She had 4 kids herself. I have 5, but she had 4 kids herself, and she was like, I know what it is to be like a mom and need the help and da 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 da. But then again, she's not trying to do what I'm doing. She's not putting herself in position to be a million dollar coach. She's working for a lady who makes millions of dollars helping other people, live their dreams, accomplish their dreams. And so she was really rude, to be honest. And I didn't have the funds right then, but I was going to have the funds in a few days. And I said to her, I had to reframe my language because I didn't want to say, I'm not doing this. However, I had to shift it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to did I say wait? I don't know. But I tried my best to use language that was positive and in alignment with where I'm going, right? And she's just like, well, so you're not doing it, so you're not going to do it, you're gonna procrastinate, it was just rude. And I was like, first of all, if you know that you're the best, you don't need to make me feel bad. You don't need to make me feel like I'm what's the word? I'm behind or anything. You're a business who are helping people to realize their dreams, accomplish their dreams. If you are so good at what you're doing, there's no reason to pressure anyone. You just speak the facts, you share what you're doing, and of course they want to get a sale, because I guess that she gets commission based off of who joins and so on and so forth. So there you go again. And that's that energy, that frequency of it's just, to me, I don't like it. It's just not a high caliber way of thinking and dealing with people. As I said, if you know you have the best out there and I need that, I'm going to see that just based on how I guess your results that I see, but also how you present the information. I'm going to be able to see that. And if I'm not able to see that, then you probably don't want to work with me. But that's not what was happening. What was happening was, I knew I had the money coming. It just wasn't there yet. But I wanted the information to know how much money I needed in order to have it so I could do it. But because of that conversation with that lady, because she made me feel so bad that I was going to defer and wait until that money came in, I said, you know what? I don't want to work with them. So I didn't work with them. I decided to buy some stuff from Leanne. I joined her 22, then her 202, and I don't know if I'm gonna join any further right now. I might wait until I'm at a certain price or a certain income level before I join her next tiers. But anyways, so I did that. I joined, and then I found Hero. And it's basically an audio funnel. It's basically the same types of funnels that you see these people come up with ads and so on and so forth, but it's audio and it's automated and everything is right there on the platform. and you get a lifetime membership. You don't have to pay monthly, which was great for me. And then I was like to my husband, maybe like 3 weeks ago, I'm like, okay, so I'm building out my offers and so on and so forth, but I don't have like a platform to offer my clients, and I want to have a platform for them. You know, I don't just want to help them with mindset and framework and things like that. I want to be able to have something tangible to offer them, offer those who are serious about working with me, who are serious about walking alongside with me, and who are serious about growing and stretching. I want to have something of value that can tangibly help expand their business or their movement or their message. And so then Hero offered the agency option, which is me being able to sell and or host podcasters or clients who are looking to have a funnel system that is based on automation. And I was just like, this is a dream come true. This is a dream come true. And to be honest, I didn't have the funds right then and there. This is before I don't have any paying coaching clients right now. I don't have any. But I said I need to set myself up because it's going to happen. I'm going to have the clients. They're coming. So I need to be ready. But I knew that whatever I built had to be built on automation and overflow, because I love my husband. I love my family. I love to be around them. And I'm sick and tired of being on my phone all day long. I'm sick and tired of scrolling on social media, hoping that it will do something for me, hoping that I would, get a break or catch a break and whatnot. It was becoming too much of a distraction, too much of a liability, rather than something that was helping me, like an asset. It was becoming, as I said, a liability. And that was an issue to me. And this is an issue to me. So I said, this has to change. I made a decision to pivot. I did a fast, and pivot, position, prosper came to my mind. And I said, those are my frameworks. Pivot, position, prosper. I pivoted. I put myself in position. I'm in position to accept high paying clients who are ready to maximize, automate, systemize their message, their voice. And prosper just comes right after that. Once you've pivoted, once you've put yourself in position, prosper comes. You get what I'm saying? And so I am so excited. I've put myself in position now to be 10 times ahead of where I was, just based on a decision. I took out a loan to get the agency because I needed to have that. I need to have that for my clients. It's happening for me. It's happening for me, and it's going to happen for you. If you are someone who has a voice, who has a message, and needs a system or a vehicle to host your voice, your message, your business, your courses, all you gotta do is text Overflow to this number. Just to get started, to learn what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and to get started. To think that I was a random mom from Ontario, which was kind of strategic, as I said. I chose that name because it was just like, it's just so ironic. Yeah, I'm a random mom, but I'm doing great things. I'm headed to great places. And you might be a random person on the internet, or you might feel like you're a random this or you're random that. And even if you're not, even if you're someone who's out there who has a name, but who wants automation and overflow in their system and in their business, who wants to add another income stream to their business that is automated, then I'm your girl. Meticulous coaching is for you. And the platforms and the systems, the overflow system, is for you. First step is letting ChatGPT do the heavy lifting. When I tell you how I accomplished this, you're going to be like, is that even possible? How did she build out her offers? How did she become so clear and confident in what she's doing? How, aside from the Father and his word and the Raha Kadesh and praying and crying and worshiping and sitting alone with your own thoughts, aside from that, ChatGPT has been a game changer for me and my business. And if you want to know how, as I said, text me Overflow at this number. Anyways, this has gotten so long and it did not need to be this long. I'm going to try and chop it up as much as I can. But anyways, beautiful, thank you for listening. And I hope this has inspired you. I hope this has, gotten you to a place where you said, I'm going to take action now. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to trust. I'm going to move confidently and boldly in the calling, the purpose, the position that the Father has for me. Anyways, we will talk soon. Connect on socials if you haven't already. But I'm out of here. Bye.
Thank you for joining Daisy. Father's continued blessings. Check below for more info.